I never thought a joke could end a marriage. Not a fight, not cheating caught red-handed. Just a sentence, said too casually, laughed at too easily. The kind of joke people tell when they think the ground under their feet is solid. They never expected to crack. My name is Evan. I'm 38. I've been married to Leela for 9 years, or at least. I was when this story started. That night began like dozens of others. Nothing dramatic. We were sitting at the kitchen island, half-eaten dinner between us. A bottle of wine open, but already forgotten. Leela was scrolling through her phone, smiling at something I couldn't see. I didn't ask. I'd learned that questions sometimes annoyed her more than silence. She looked up suddenly, grin still on her face, and said, "Oh my God. I just remembered something hilarious." I raised an eyebrow. Dangerous words. She laughed. "Relax. It's nothing." I waited. She took a sip of wine, leaned back against the counter, and said it just like that, you know. "My ex was bigger than you. I mean, not that it matters. Just saying." She laughed again. A quick, careless laugh, like she commented on the weather. For a moment, my brain didn't process it. The words were there, but meaning lagged behind. Bigger. Ex-spew? She must have noticed my silence because she waved her hand dismissively. "It's just a joke. Evan, don't be so sensitive." That phrase, "learn to take a joke," I'd heard it before. Usually when something hurt more than she expected. I looked at her, really looked. She was still smiling, waiting for me to laugh it off, to reassure her that she hadn't crossed the line, that I was secure enough, chill enough, modern enough to swallow it. Instead, something in me went very still. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't roll my eyes. I didn't argue. I just said, calmly, "Interesting. I guess that explains why you keep bringing him up when you drink." Her smile faltered. Just slightly. I took another second, then added, "And why jokes like that matter more to you than respect." Silence filled the kitchen. The hum of the fridge sounded suddenly loud. Lila's face changed. Confusion first, then irritation, then something else, something closer to panic. "What is that supposed to mean?" She snapped. I shrugged. "It means jokes usually come from somewhere." She scoffed. "Wow. So now you're insecure?" "No," I said. "I'm observant." She opened her mouth, closed it, then laughed again, sharper this time. "You're being ridiculous. You want to know what insecure looks like this attitude?" I nodded slowly, like I was filing her words away. "Maybe," I said. "Or maybe insecure is needing to remind your husband that another man once made you feel something." That did it. Her smile vanished completely. If you've ever seen someone realize, in real time, that they've underestimated you, you know. The look, her eyes narrowed, her posture stiffened, the playful energy drained out of her, replaced by defensiveness. "You're reading way too much into this," she said. "It was a joke. Normal couples joke. Normal couples don't humiliate each other for entertainment," I replied. She pushed her chair back. "So what? You're mad because you think I'm comparing you." "I'm not thinking," I said quietly. "You already did." That was the moment the power in the room shifted. Not because I was angry, but because I wasn't chasing reassurance. I wasn't asking her to take it back. I wasn't explaining my feelings. I was done minimizing myself. If you've ever seen respect disappear right in front of you, press like so this story can reach the people who need it most. Leela crossed her arms. "You're making a big deal out of nothing." I stood up, picked up my empty plate, and walked to the sink. My hands were steady. My chest wasn't. "Maybe," I said, "or maybe tonight you finally said the quiet part out loud." She didn't answer. Behind me, I heard her phone buzz. She glanced at it, didn't say anything, didn't turn it face down either. That detail mattered more than she realized. Pause here for a moment and comment. Do you think jokes like this are harmless, or are they hidden disrespect? I'm genuinely curious where you stand. I dried my hands, turned around, and looked at her one last time before leaving the kitchen. "You know," I said, "what makes a joke funny is trust. And you just spent yours." Her mouth opened, then closed. No comeback this time. I walked upstairs. Not to sleep, but to think, to replay small moments I'd ignored. the casual mentions of her ex, the comparisons disguised as humor, the way she laughed a little too hard when friends tease me. Patterns don't shout, they whisper. Until one day they don't. If this line hit you, type the word respect in the comments. You'll know why by the end of this story. I didn't know yet how far this would go. I didn't know who else was involved. I only knew one thing with absolute clarity. That joke wasn't the problem. It was the reveal. If this story reminds you of someone who needs to hear it, consider sharing it. Sometimes the right story finds the right person at the right time. That night, lying awake beside a woman who suddenly felt like a stranger, I realized something else too. You don't lose a marriage all at once. You lose it the moment one person stops caring whether the other is okay. And Leela had stopped caring long before she laughed. I didn't sleep that night, not because I was angry, but because my mind finally stopped protecting her. When you love someone, you edit reality for them. You explain things away. You soften edges. That night, the edit stopped. Morning came quietly. Leela acted normal, too. Normal. She made coffee, asked if I wanted eggs, chatted about work like nothing had happened. That told me everything I needed to know. To her, the joke was done. The discomfort was mine to carry. I watched her move around the kitchen, confident again. Her smile back in place. That confidence bothered me more than the joke itself. It meant she thought I'd let it go, that I always did. While she was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the counter. I didn't touch it. I didn't need to. The name lit up the screen. Mark. Her ex. No heart emoji. No disguise. Just his name. Bold and familiar. Something inside me settled. Not broke. Settled. At breakfast, she finally looked at me. You're quiet. I'm thinking. I said. She smirked. About last night, about a lot of things, I replied. She sighed. Evan. Seriously, are you still stuck on that joke? I met her eyes. It wasn't a joke to me. She rolled hers. God, you're being dramatic. That word again. Dramatic. Sensitive. Insecure. All the labels people use when they don't want to take responsibility. I took a sip of coffee. Does Mark know you joke about him? Her hand froze midair. What she said. Mark, I repeated. Your ex. Her face flushed. Why are you bringing him up? Because you did, I said calmly. Last night, and because he texted you this morning. She stared at me. You went through my phone. No, I said. I didn't have to. Silence stretched between us. Finally, she laughed, but it was thin. Wow, so now you're spying? No. I said again, I'm just paying attention. She stood up abruptly. This is ridiculous. Mark and I are friends. That's it? I nodded. Friends who get joked about. Friends who text first thing in the morning. She crossed her arms. You're twisting things. Am I asked? Or am I finally seeing them clearly? Her voice sharpened. So what? You think I'm cheating? I paused. Not for effect. For honesty. I think. I said slowly that you stopped respecting me a long time ago. And people don't usually do that unless they think they have somewhere else to land. That wiped the smile off her face completely. She looked at me like she was seeing a stranger. Maybe she was. This is insane, she said. You're blowing up our marriage over a joke. I shook my head. No, I'm responding to what the joke revealed. She scoffed. You're really going to throw everything away over your ego? That was it. The final attempt. Reduce it to ego. Make me the villain. I stood up, pushed my chair in gently. This isn't about size, I said. It's about dignity. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. I won't compete with your past, I continued. And I won't stay married to someone who thinks humiliating me is funny. She laughed once. Nervously. You're not serious? I picked up my keys. I am. I walked past her, toward the door. Where are you going? She asked, panic creeping into her voice. Somewhere. I'm not the punchline, I said. I didn't slam the door. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten divorce. I just left. At this point in the story, comment one word that describes how you feel in my place. Angry. Calm down. Let's talk about it. I stayed at a hotel that night. Slept better than I had in months. The next day, I called a lawyer. Not to punish her. To protect myself. Leela called. Texted. Apologized. Not for the joke. for how it came out. That told me everything too. 3 days later, I went back to the house to grab clothes. She was waiting, eyes red, voice soft. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said. You know that, right? I looked at her and felt nothing. No, I said. You meant to entertain yourself. That was the last real conversation we had. If you believe emotional disrespect is just as damaging as cheating, type enough in the comments. People think strength looks loud. It doesn't. Sometimes it looks like a quiet man refusing to shrink any further. I filed for separation a week later. No screaming. No drama. Just clarity. If this story resonated with you, please share it thoughtfully. Stories like this open conversations many people are afraid to start. And if you've been here the whole way like this video, comment your perspective and subscribe if you believe respect, not ego, is what actually holds relationships together.